What Uncle Dale from OutDaughtered does for a living today. Are you a fan of the Busby clan and Uncle Dale from OutDaughtered? This supersized extended family that lights up TLC includes Adam and Danielle Busby, their daughter Blake, and Quintuplets Ava, Olivia, Hazel, Riley, and Parker, who live in a busy but fun-filled household in League City, Texas. The clan, who documents their lives for TLC's cameras, maintains a super close relationship with their extended family members, including Danielle's twin sisters Ashley Mowbray and Crystal Mills, their husbands Nick and Dale, and Michelle Theriault, also known as Grandma Mimi. Danielle's twin sisters and their spouses have appeared on the series, now in its 8th season. Ashley and Nick are a little more reserved, so they tend to stay out of the spotlight. However, Crystal and Dale are a constant presence in the Busby home, and they join the family on many of their adventures and volunteer to babysit the girls, so Adam and Danielle can enjoy a rare evening alone. With his fun-loving attitude and big kid ways, Dale Mills is one of the most beloved personalities on the show. But what does he do for a living today? Let's dig a little deeper and find out. Dale Mills is the director of sales for a rental company. Dale works as the director of sales for Lance Rental Company in their pump division, according to his LinkedIn page. Lance Rental Company services rents pump and filtration equipment. Dale has worked there since 2018. Dale revealed during the 3rd episode of the show's 7th season that his business had taken a big hit during the coronavirus pandemic via celeb dirty laundry. He spoke candidly to his wife Crystal during an episode of OutDaughtered where he feared for livelihood as they shut down part of the refineries. He revealed to his wife that if you are not essential personnel, you cannot go in. He was quite worried. The COVID-19 pandemic hit the Busby clan close to home when Dale contracted the virus even after taking all the necessary safety precautions to protect his family. His positive test scare impacted not only his clan but his extended brood as well. Just days before learning he tested positive, Dale and Crystal watched the Busby girls for their first sleepover via Instagram. Thankfully, Dale was the only positive test result in his family and remained at home for a 2-week quarantine period before returning to work. Prior to his current job, Dale was employed for Sprint, where he made his way up the corporate ladder as part of the communications company for over 6 years. Dale began working in the business area first, according to his LinkedIn page, and quickly rose in the ranks to become a regional sales manager and finally, as the director of sales for the company. He also worked for the company Next Generation Wireless and as a store manager at Sprint Nextel. However, Dale wasn't always looking to rise up the ranks in the communications world. His first job was of a more humble sort, as a server at a beloved local Louisiana restaurant named Casa Mañana, where he worked for over 4 years. He has been honored by several of his past coworkers for his dedication to his employers on his LinkedIn page. Dale has been called an honest and hardworking guy who is very professional and someone who you want in your corner when it counts. Another former coworker said Dale was a true professional and always comes through for his clients. Surprisingly, Dale is also an ordained minister, and his fun-loving personality was the likely reason his cousins Evan and Madeline asked him to officiate their wedding ceremony in March of this year. He said in a caption to an Instagram photo where he was seen as he presided over the event that his comedy bit killed. His most important jobs are husband, father, and uncle. Dale and Crystal share 2 children, son Bronson and daughter Mackenzie. He believes being a good father and husband is one of the most important things in life. He regularly shares snaps from his daughter and son's volleyball, baseball, and basketball games. He also posts his many adventures with Crystal and, of course, his hilarious and sweet. Dale and Crystal have been married for 13 years and reside in Texas. The two were introduced by Danielle when they were just 19 years old. At the time, Dale was living with 3 of his friends in an apartment in the Lake Charles area of the state. He revealed to Good Old Boys podcast host Buster Caballero that Crystal stuck by him even when he lived in a party house that had, according to his recollections, no door on the stove. It was nasty, it was filth. Crystal and Dale recently celebrated their 18th Valentine's Day together this past February with a very Dale-styled Instagram post where he replaced the faces in a video upload of Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler in the film The Wedding Singer with those of his and Crystal. The family recently added a fifth member to their brood, a golden doodle named Kobe. In an Instagram post shared on January 5th, he called their clan Mill's Party of Five with the hashtags "This will be an adventure" and "We are excited." The Busbys have changed since OutDaughtered's premiere. The Busby family from OutDaughtered has changed since the show premiered. For just about anyone who's watched a season of The Bachelor, it's clear that appearing on a reality television show, even for just a short period of time, can really change your life. As for the Busby family, their lives were completely turned upside down when they learned they were expecting a set of all-female quintuplets. But then they landed a reality series and their lives changed again. The hit show, which follows the complicated and often messy lives of Adam and Danielle Busby as they juggle 6 daughters, premiered in 2016. Obviously, the family has come a long way since that first episode hit the small screen, but have they really changed all that much since OutDaughtered premiered? What have Adam, Danielle, Blake, Ava, Olivia, Hazel, Riley, and Parker been up to? Do OutDaughtered's Adam and Danielle Busby want more kids? From big moves, health scares, job changes, and so much more, the Busby family isn't the same as they were when. The Busby Quints from OutDaughtered are all in school now. When OutDaughtered first premiered in 2016, the Busby Quints were all still tiny little newborns. And while Adam and Danielle already had a daughter, Blake, the 5 new additions needed lots of care and attention from their parents to stay healthy. But over the years, the Busby Quints have changed, growing older and wiser every day. Then, in 2020, they were all off to school kindergarten, to be exact. It was a big step for the family, and Danielle Busby commemorated the moment on her Instagram page with a sweet picture of all 5 girls ready to take on school. "Can't believe it," she wrote in the caption. "The Quints were so excited about today, and though we were not allowed to bring backpacks yet to school." Naturally, all 5 Quints were wearing matching dresses and shoes, too, as well as different colored hair bows. And, of course, they're all looking super sunny in the shot. "Growing up so fast," Danielle continued. "So proud of them. We wonder what the Quints from OutDaughtered want to be when they grow up." OutDaughtered's Hazel Busby has come a long way. Longtime fans of OutDaughtered will remember that the Busby family had to go through quite a lot when the Quints were first born. Because they were multiples, they stayed in the hospital for a long time, including in the NICU for a spell. But on top of that, Adam and Danielle Busby soon learned that their fiery little Quint, Hazel Busby, had a rare. How has that changed? In an episode from season 2 of the show, viewers watched anxiously as Hazel, who was only a year old at the time, had to undergo eye surgery. Adam and Danielle were quite distraught, but it all went extremely well. However, the Busbys still aren't in the clear with Hazel's eyes. As they wrote in an Instagram post, "Nystagmus is a condition that we knew nothing about before having this little. With no cure, there's no way to know what Hazel's future will look like, but the adorable redhead has proven herself a fighter since OutDaughtered premiered." Olivia Busby from OutDaughtered has gone from being stubborn to very flexible. There were plenty of ups and downs when OutDaughtered debuted back in season 1, but one of the best things about the show's premiere was seeing the Busby Quints come into this world and the pure happiness they brought the entire family. And while they still spark joy, the Busby Quints have all changed quite a bit. Olivia Busby, for instance, has gone from being stubborn to a. In a post for her It's a Buzz World blog, Danielle described how Olivia's demeanor was as a newborn. "She is kind of stubborn, which makes me laugh," she wrote. "Might be a little like me." Danielle then gave an example of Olivia's stubbornness. "When it's time to clean her mouth, brush her gums, she hates it. She will hold her mouth closed." But in 2020, Olivia is no longer so stubborn. In a separate blog post for the Quints' 5th birthdays, Danielle wrote that Olivia had become the adapter of the group, meaning she just goes with the flow and plays whatever anyone else is doing. Olivia truly is growing up. Parker Busby from OutDaughtered has fought anxiety. When Parker Busby was just a baby on the premiere of OutDaughtered, no one could have guessed that she'd struggle with anxiety as severe as she does. But 2019 Parker's anxiety became very apparent, which is why OutDaughtered fans were worried about Parker Busby. For example, in one episode, the Quints were performing at a Christmas pageant, when Parker had a meltdown and started crying. "I just want to run up there and hold her," Adam Busby said. "It just seems like all the girls are taking this huge step forward, and Parker's just going the other direction." He added that he worried that what Parker was dealing with was more than stage fright. Later, Adam and Danielle Busby took Parker to be assessed for her anxiety, and in a clip from the show, Danielle explained why they were there. "Parker hates new things and being in the spotlight, and here we are dropping her into this situation where it's all about her," Danielle narrates over the clip. "It kind of feels backwards." Fortunately, Adam and Danielle are able to get Parker the help she needs. OutDaughtered's Ava Busby became super sassy. When viewers at home first got to see the Busby Quints, they were tiny preemies who you could hardly tell apart. In fact, in the premiere episode of OutDaughtered, all 5 of the newborns are so small, it's hard to imagine that they would one day transform into full-fledged girls. But Ava Busby has indeed grown and changed since the show started, and has become. When Ava was a newborn, Danielle took to her It's a Buzz World blog to describe her daughter's personality, and she sounded very low-key. "She is so content just chilling by herself, but boy oh boy does she love her Olivia," she wrote. However, when Ava turned 5, Danielle updated fans on her blog once again and gave her a new nickname, A for Attitude. "This girl is the sassiest of all the Little Miss Ava has really come into her own, true and sassy self. She is full of emotions and exaggerations," Danielle added. Riley Busby advanced more academically than her sisters on OutDaughtered. Even though the Busby Quints are all obviously the same age, give or take a few minutes, that doesn't mean they've all advanced at the same rate. That's especially true when it comes to their cognitive abilities. Specifically, no one could have guessed the real reason one of the Quints on OutDaughtered is skipping pre-K. Since OutDaughtered's premiere, the gifted Riley Busby has advanced more academically than her. In one episode of OutDaughtered, Adam and Danielle Busby had a sit-down meeting with the Quints teacher and learned that during a placement test, Riley scored a lot higher than her peers. "I'm not sure I can handle a smart kid," Danielle joked, but Adam was also concerned. "It's pretty awesome to hear how advanced Riley is, but we do have 5 other girls at home," he shared. All concerns aside, Riley kept doing well at school, proving she's changed a lot since the OutDaughtered premiere. Here's how OutDaughtered's Riley Busby is doing since skipping a grade. Blake Busby from OutDaughtered is practically a preteen. One of the sweetest parts of OutDaughtered is seeing the bond that the Busby girls share with each other, and not just the Quints. While the Quints are obviously super close-knit, their big sister Blake is also an important part of their lives. That's why on the premiere of OutDaughtered, both Adam and Danielle Busby wanted to make sure Blake felt special and loved, and they did a great job of it. Now, Blake is practically a preteen and has changed so much since OutDaughtered debuted on television. In a post on It's a Buzz World for Blake's 9th birthday, Danielle described her oldest daughter, and she's really starting to sound more and more like a young adult. "This year has brought on a lot more confidence in her, and we have loved seeing this," Danielle explained. "She tried out volleyball this year, and also got a guitar. She never stops surprising me with her wanting to know." While Blake has started to become a young woman, one thing that hasn't changed is that she's ever the doting older sister. The Busby family have moved family homes on OutDaughtered. In a Season 1 episode of OutDaughtered, Adam and Danielle Busby struggled with fitting the Quints into their home and wondered whether or not they could afford to move into a bigger place. Eventually, they did relocate. In 2019, fans of the show watched as the Busby family transitioned out of their old home into a temporary place while they're home. But that temporary move turned out to be permanent, as the Busbys decided that they loved their rental house so much they wanted to buy it. Since then, the family has settled into their new digs quite nicely and even started renovating their kitchen in 2020. As Danielle shared on Instagram, the construction in their kitchen was kind of taking over their indoor space, so they're lucky they have. The Busby family has made major home changes since the OutDaughtered premiere, that's for sure. Adam Busby from OutDaughtered has made major career changes. For a family of 8, it's key to have an income or 2 that can support raising all those kids. After all, taking care of babies isn't cheap, and when they get older, you have to think about school and clothing costs as well as college tuition. So it's important to have a good job. And when OutDaughtered premiered, It appeared as though Adam. But that was then, and now, Adam has made a big leap and launched a new career, where he's his own boss. Adam started working for himself at Adam Busby Media in 2018, and he's also the owner obviously of the company. Fans of OutDaughtered got to see the family make that transition, however rough it was, when Adam landed a client in Dallas and scheduling conflicts ensued. It actually led to some pretty heated arguments between the Danielle and Adam, as OutDaughtered's Danielle. The Busby family from OutDaughtered started and then stopped a fitness business. With 6 daughters, it's kind of impressive that the Busby family is able to get anything done outside of caring for their kids. But somehow, they do. More than that, since OutDaughtered premiered, they actually launched a new fitness business, though it also appears that they've quit that same business, too. In 2017, Danielle Busby shared a blog post on It's a Buzz World about the opening of their new business venture, Rush Cycle. Additionally, in an interview with Style Blueprint, Danielle dished about the details of Rush Cycle. "We're just starting the construction phase now, and I'm ecstatic about it," she said. "I'm excited to be getting involved in the fitness industry because it's a passion of ours." However, TV shows Ace subsequently reported that the Busby family seemed to have cut ties with Rush Cycle and vice versa. That's certainly a significant change, and one that likely gave the Busby family a bit of whiplash. OutDaughtered's Danielle Busby launched her own businesses. While the Busby family's journey with Rush Cycle might not have lasted too long, that doesn't mean that Adam and Danielle Busby don't have other entrepreneurial dreams. And for Danielle, 2 of those dreams have come true since the OutDaughtered premiere. That's right, Danielle launched not 1, but 2 businesses in. First, Danielle launched Cotty Fitness, an online fitness apparel boutique that she started with her sisters, according to a post on Instagram. As the website for Cotty Fitness explained, "It was only natural that we build and create a business together. Our passion for fitness has been a constant between us, and is a reminder of our strength as sisters, wives, mothers, and business owners." Then, Danielle took to Instagram that August to announce the launch of Grayson B Boutique, an online store specializing in apparel for children and adults. Clearly, Danielle has been quite busy since OutDaughtered premiered, and not just with parenting 6 daughters. The Busby family from OutDaughtered can afford luxury items. On the premiere episode of OutDaughtered, both Adam and Danielle Busby were too preoccupied tending to their 5 babies to spend much time on anything else. Still, it became apparent soon after that the bills were piling up, understandable when you have 5 kids at once. But when Danielle posted an Instagram photo of herself sporting a very expensive, question how she could afford such a thing. "How do you manage to buy such expensive handbags with 6 kids to feed?" one commenter asked. "Perhaps." "Feed?" one commenter asked. "Perhaps there's a shady side to the Busbys from OutDaughtered?" But Adam wasn't having it, and he stood up for his wife with a clarifying comment. "We own 6 businesses on top of a television show," he wrote. "We work very hard for the things that we have." Honestly, Adam is right. Since OutDaughtered premiered, the Busbys have worked hard and played hard, and there's nothing wrong with that. OutDaughtered's Adam Busby's battle with male postpartum depression taught them a lot. On OutDaughtered, the Busby family is usually pretty content. Sure, life with 6 kids can get overwhelming, but it's also pretty adorable, and that's what the show tends to focus on. However, as fans of OutDaughtered know, there have been some serious moments, specifically when Adam Busby revealed he was struggling with male postpartum depression. After that, OutDaughtered took fans on a new kind of adventure as Adam sought help for his depression and talked through things with Danielle Busby. It was obviously rough on the couple, but Adam wouldn't change a thing about coming forward with his diagnosis. "I want men to feel comfortable opening up about their feelings and expressing the struggles they're going through," he said in a statement to People. "I want to help end the stigma surrounding mental health. The worst thing that you can do is stay silent and try to fix things on your own." Adam opening up and working through his depression was brave and really showed just how much the Busby family has changed since OutDaughtered's premiere. The Busby family from OutDaughtered are definitely spending less on formula and diapers. When OutDaughtered premiered, the Busby family was still adjusting to life with 5 newborns, quickly learning just how much they were spending on baby supplies each month. All of the costs had to be multiplied by 5, and it got really expensive really quickly. In an interview with KPLC News, Adam Busby explained how many diapers and bottles of formula they need to survive. At least 50 to 60 diapers per day, he said, and 35 to 40 bottles. That's a lot, and Adam added that it cost a lot too. $2,100 a month right now with just formula, he explained. Danielle added, if you threw in diapers and wipes, you're probably looking at $700 to $1,000. Since the premiere, though, the Quints have obviously grown up quite a bit. They no longer need bottles, and since they've been potty trained, diapers aren't necessary either. That's got to be quite the money saver. Still, their grocery bill is probably higher than the average family's, but that's to be expected in a family of 8.